Have you ever stopped to think about the industry that's all around us but we barely ever notice? Today, we're doing just that. We're going to pull back the curtain on Finland's professional cleaning industry. And trust me, there's a whole lot more to it than a bucket and a mop. Let's get into it.
First things first, let's talk about a number that is just huge. 2.6 billion euros. That's the annual revenue we're looking at here. To put that in perspective, that's bigger than some of Finland's most famous tech companies. This is a massive economic engine, humming along right under our noses. And behind that huge number, people. Nearly 50,000 of them. That's like the entire population of a decent-sized city, all dedicated to making sure our spaces are safe and healthy. Each one of them has a story and a vital role to play.
So we've got these big, impressive numbers, but is that the whole story? I mean, really? Or do they kind of hide a profession that's way more complex and skilled than we give it credit for? That's what we're going to dig into. And the answer? It's pretty fascinating.
Okay, so to really understand what's going on, we got to get a handle on the scale of this thing first. So let's break down the data behind this powerhouse of an industry.
So take a look at this. It lays it all out pretty clearly. You've got that 2.6 billion euro revenue that's being generated by almost 6,500 different businesses. And those businesses employ all those people, over 48,000 of them. This is no small operation. It's a massive ecosystem that's woven into every corner of Finland's economy.
And how does Finland measure up against the rest of Europe? Well, it's holding its own, right in the middle of the pack for most things. But here's the really interesting part. Look at the wages, ranked number 13. That's higher than its rank for the number of employees or businesses. You know what that hints at? A workforce that's more professionalized and better paid than in a lot of other places.
Okay, now that we've seen just how big this industry is, let's tackle a really common misconception. Because it's easy to look at those numbers and just think, wow, that's a lot of manual labor. But you're about to see why that's just wrong.
This is the stereotype, isn't it? The idea that professional cleaning is just simple, that it's unskilled work anybody could just pick up and do. It's a perception that's really stuck around. But is it actually true? Well, the reality is a whole different story.
And boom, this one quote just completely shatters that whole idea. It reframes cleaning not as basic labor, but as a skill sport, a discipline, something that takes real technical know-how and scientific understanding. That simple idea changes everything.
So what on earth does a skills sport look like when we're talking about cleaning? Let's break it down. We're about to get into the science, the tech, and the deep expertise that makes a modern cleaning professional.
Right, so forget the idea of just cleaning an office. The modern pro has to be an expert in so many different environments. Think about the high-stakes, sterile world of a hospital or a pharmaceutical plant. Then compare that to the dust and grime of a construction site. Each one is a totally different ballgame, demanding its own unique skills and protocols.
Let's get really specific. In a hospital, a cleaning professional is known as a laitoshuoltaja. Now, laitos means institution, and huoltaja is like a maintainer or caretaker. See the difference? Their job is a direct part of patient care. They are literally on the front lines, preventing infections. This is healthcare, plain and simple. So what's in the mental toolkit of one of these pros? It really comes down to these three core things. First, the science. You have to know your chemistry, how different materials react, the microbiology of germs. Then, you need the hands-on skills to use that knowledge, operating complex machinery, planning your work efficiently. And finally, you have to be an expert in safety, for yourself and for everyone else. It's a seriously deep set of skills.
And this isn't some old-fashioned field that's stuck in the past. It is constantly changing. New tech, new methods, and new career opportunities are popping up all the time. Let's look at where this whole thing is headed.
Honestly, this industry is going through a full-on tech revolution. We're talking about a move from pure manual labor to autonomous robots cleaning hallways. Instead of just harsh chemicals, we're seeing ultra-pure water systems. And instead of just looking to see if something's clean, professionals are using scientific swabs to actually test surfaces. It's becoming less of an art and more of a data-driven science.
And this is absolutely crucial. This is not a dead-end job. There is a clear, established career path. You can start with a vocational qualification, move up to a specialist level, and even go on to get a university degree or start your own business. It's a real career with real room for growth.
So after getting qualified, where do these professionals work? Well, as you can see, they're needed everywhere. Most are in the private sector, sure, but a huge chunk are absolutely essential for public institutions like our schools and hospitals. And look at that, a growing number are becoming their own bosses, launching successful businesses.
And let's put some real money to it. That critical role in the hospital, the institutional maintainer, the salary is typically somewhere between about 1950 and 2100 euros a month. That's a competitive wage, and it reflects the serious skill and responsibility that job demands.
So, let's bring this all home. We started with that absolutely massive number, 2.6 billion euros. But as we've seen, that number is really just the tip of the iceberg.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that you can't measure the true value of this industry just in money. Its real value is in the knowledge and skill of almost 50,000 people. Professionals whose expertise creates the safe, healthy spaces we all rely on every single day. They are truly the bedrock of our society.
And that brings me to my final question for you. The next time you walk into a spotless hospital, a gleaming office, or a perfectly clean train, what will you see? I hope it's not just a clean space. I hope you see the result of a highly skilled professional, a master of their craft. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see the invisible work that holds our whole world together.